I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we'll analyze a frequency table, and this example is kind of unique in the sense that we do have discrete data, but we have kind of grouped it. The question here is, marks of students in a test scored out of 80 is shown below. What are the class widths or intervals? What is the model class interval? Calculate mean to one decimal place. We'll take up another video to calculate median for the same data. You can actually pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Now here we have different class intervals. The first one is marks obtained between 0 to 20. Frequency means number of students. So one student scored between 0 to 20 out of 80. 4 students got marks between 21 to 30, and likewise we have this table: 31 to 40, 10, 41 to 50, 16, 51 to 60, 25, 61 to 70, 20, and from 70 to 80, 14 students. So we have discrete numbers, which is definitely number of students and the marks, and we have grouped them. So this is a unique case when you have grouped frequency table and we are actually working with discrete numbers. Now from this, first question to answer is, what are class widths or class intervals? Now I've taken it purposely since most of the time you will find always same class intervals, but here you will notice that they are not exactly same. As far as the class intervals are concerned, the first one is 0 to 20, and then we have 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to this number should be 71 to 80. Let me correct it, right? 71 to 80. So likewise, so what we notice here is rest are all intervals of 10, but the first one has a different interval. So it is to highlight that we could have different class intervals also. So in our case, here the interval is 20 take away 0 plus 1. You get the idea, right? So it is 21. And then we have 30 take away 21 plus 1, 10. So these are all 10 each. So 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and 10. So the first one is 21. Then we have each of 10 intervals. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these with interval of 10. Do you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the first interval is of 21. So at times you can have situations where we may have different intervals. Since there was just one student, so it was not a bad idea to club those intervals. Okay. Now let's move forward. It says, what is the modal class? Now modal class means most frequent, right? So we got the first one, and now we will answer the second one, which is modal class. So which is most frequent? So most frequent is definitely here 25. Easy to read from the table. So we say modal class is this group 51 to 60, right? So that becomes the modal class interval, right? So modal class interval is 51 to 60. That is the most frequent. Now calculate mean to one decimal place. So that is another part which we need to do. Now how do we calculate mean from such grouped data? That is what we learn in this particular video. Now the method to do it is to find the middle values of each marks, right? So we'll introduce one more column here, which is called mid interval value. right? So center value. So that is add them, divide by 2. So in this first case, it is 10. And when you add 21 plus 30 and divide by 2, you get a decimal number, which is 25.5, correct? So you get 25.5. Do you see that? Mid value. So for each 10 more than this, right? So we get 35.5, 45.5, 55.5, 65.5, and 75.5. So likewise, we get the mid interval value for each one of them. Okay, and then we multiply the mid value with the frequency. So we create another column, which is mid value times frequency. Okay, so we'll create another column by multiplying the mid value with the frequency. So let's multiply them. So the first one is 1 times 10. Let me write this as 10, and then we'll do for each, right? So we have 4 times 25, 4 times 25.5 equals to 102. 10 times 35.5, 355. And then we have 16 times 45.5, which is equals to 728. 25 times 55.5 is equals to 1387.5. Then we have 20 times 65.5, which is equals to 1310. And then we have 14 times 75.5, which is 1057. So you're 1057, right? So that is how we get the middle value with the frequency. Now, it is important to understand that this mean is going to be approximate. So what we are assuming at this stage is that the data is uniformly distributed in this range, do you understand, in this interval. So our assumption is uniform distribution These are important points to understand. Uniform distribution of data in given interval. Right, so we have assumed that, and based on that, the center value works. So we say center value times 4 gives us the mid-frequency multiple, and that will help us to find the mean value, right? So now find the sum of all this, right? So we'll find the sum. So the mean basically will be equal to sum of this, that is sum of mid value times frequency divided by the total frequency, right? So divided by the total frequency. So that gives us the mean, right? So let's add this up and find the sum. So we have 10 plus 102 plus 355 plus 728 plus 1387.5 plus 1310 plus 1057 equals to, and then we'll divide this by the frequency sum, which we didn't do, so I have to add this also. So let's say, what is the sum of all this? So we'll divide by, we'll put it in brackets, okay? So within brackets, 1 plus 4 plus 10 plus 16 plus 25 plus 20 plus 14, bracket close. Is that okay? So that gives us the mean value, which in decimals is 54.99. So we can write this as 55.0. Do you get it? So that is the average or mean marks obtained for the whole data. 55.0 from 80, right? So that's the answer. So that is how we could actually find the mean. So in this video, we learn how can we find the class interval, and it could be different. Second, we also found the model class interval, which represents highest frequency. And then we found how to use the mid value of the interval to calculate the mean. Now we'll take up another video to find the median for such grouped data. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope that helps. You can always share and subscribe my videos. Thank you and all the best.